Hi Lovelies. So I just wanted to start this series out for getting to know your MT4 platform. I do have a few friends who want to get into currency but have really no idea about the platform, the MT4 platform, and how it works and some of the buttons. So I'm just creating a series on getting to know your MT4 platform. This video will be like a general overview. So the next videos coming after that will be a lot smaller because it will go over each one more in detail. So might as well let's just get into it because this is going to be a longer video. So you have your create a new chart, and you can do the currency pairs that it has here. You have your major pairs that it has for you here, and your crosses that you can pick from over here. Okay. Now from here you also have your profile. So if you have a bunch of windows open, so let's go to market overview. So if you have like several charts open here, you can always save this as a profile, and you can pull it up later on if you close out your MT4, if you pull up other things, then you can always come back to this profile. So the next one is going to be your market watch. Market watch is going to be this over here, which gives you currency pairs as well, along with your bid and your ask. Okay. So here is going to be your data window, and your data window is going to go over your date time open for whatever candlestick pattern that you're on, and what indicators that you have on your chart at the time. Okay. And so here is going to be your navigator window. You can turn it on or off depending. And it's going to be your account information, your indicators that you have, and your expert advisors, along with script. And we can go into detail about that a little bit later. And the next one is going to be your terminal window. So you can turn it off or put it back on depending on your preference. And it gives you kind of like your balance that you have in your account. And gives you the time of when you place the trade, the type of trade you're doing, the sell or buy, the size that you're on, the symbol for your currency pair, the price that you got in at. And you can also set your stop loss and your take profit here, and this will be the price of where it currently is running right now, and then your commissions for whatever trading broker that you're using. And your swap is going to be if you're going to be holding it overnight or over the weekend, they might charge you a swap fee for that. So you have a profit here, which is going to be a minus or plus, depending on how you're doing in the market. Okay. So from there, you can always do a strategy tester. The strategy tester, you can pull up whatever indicator that you want, and you can pull up the currency pair, and then you can go back to a certain date and move it forward as it were like you're going to test it out on like the regular open market. And you can test out your whatever indicator or strategy that you're using. So that's for that one. And then you also have your new order here, which you can put in your currency pair, the volume that you want, your stop loss and take profit. You can also do your market execution, your pending order, and you can sell the market or buy the market. Okay, so here is going to be your MetaQuote language editor, and where you can edit your indicators if you want. I really don't mess with that too much. Also here you have your virtual server, which I don't mess with too much either, and your source for trade signal. So you want to register that account, but I don't mess with that either. If you want to know any more about those, I'm pretty sure there are tons of videos on YouTube for you to watch. You also have your auto trader. So I use this for when I'm wanting to test out maybe an auto trading system, and you want to just turn it on or off depending on what you're doing. And the auto trader is that you can go in and it can manage your trades for you, but you have to have an expert advisor attached to that. Okay, so now this is going to be what type of charts that you want to pull up. You have your bar chart, right, which it puts little bar symbols. You have your candlestick, which was the main one that almost everyone uses or likes to use. And then you also have your line chart here if you wanted to use that as well. I like the candlestick. So let's go back to that. So you can always do enlarge, make it bigger, and you can always bring it out and make it smaller depending on your preference. So here is where you can arrange the windows where it's not overlapping. So you see that it's down here at the bottom as several charts. So here you can just click on it and it brings it all into view. Okay, let's go ahead and close that one out. And then if you do that again, puts it where it all comes into view. So let's go ahead and make this one bigger. So from here, you can use these arrows here. So if first this arrow, this button here is snapping you back to the very beginning of your chart window, your signal that you have on your candlestick on your chart, your first candlestick. But if you uncheck it and you move it back here, and if you go to click on it again, it scrolls it all the way back to this beginning here, or end, you know. Here is a window where you can shift your border, shift your chart. So if you want your candlestick to be near your price action over here, your price, then you can do that as well. Let's see here. If you want to move it back just to give you some space so you can see where it might go, you could do that as well. Here is going to be your indicator list, and you can always add or subtract indicators by putting it on your chart from here. Okay, and then here is going to be your time frames, your minute, 5 minute, 30 minute, hour. You can always switch from different time frames from here. Okay, and it's just saying that for each candlestick pattern here is going to be equivalent to 4 hours. Okay, so from here is going to be your templates. So if you wanted to put all this on this chart here, you can save this as a template, and if you pull up a new chart, you can load on your template from there. You can load this template up with the one that you just saved. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to these lines up here. So this here, let's go ahead and just knock this out the way. This is the same as your clock up, your periods here, but you can switch to the 5 minute, 15, 30, and all that, all these different time frames from this preset here. You don't have to go in here. Okay, so from here you have your cursor, which you can just move back and forth, and then from here is going to be your crosshair, which will give you at the bottom, it'll give you your date and time, and on the side it'll give you your price. So from here you can click on wherever price you want and drag it to where you would like to be. So let's say we do it from here. So what it's doing, that first set of numbers, is that 41 will be the amount, the number of candlesticks it took from where you started to where you are now. And then that second set of numbers, that 347, that is the number of pips that it took you from where you were to where you are now. And then for that third number is going to be the price of where you are now. Now don't be confused. I'll go into more detail about that second number, but 347 pips is not correct. It's pretty much saying you're getting 34.7 pips, but we'll go into detail about that a little bit later. So if you release it, it goes away. So you have your horizontal line here. You can place it on the chart, and it just gives you the date and time, gives you that horizontal line. And the same goes for the vertical. Come here, and it gives you the vertical line of where you are, and it gives you the price for that line that you're on. Okay, and you also have your trend line, which you can create a trend line on here. Okay, so you can just attach it here and just click and hold and release when you want to stick it onto the chart. So here is going to be your aquidescent channel. Aquidescent channel is just pretty much giving you a idea of what channel that you are on. It gives you just a quick snapshot. So if you wanted to start here and kind of just, you know, move it around, give you what type of channel you're in, you could do that. Okay, so let's just go ahead and remove some of this, and you can remove this by right clicking and going to object list, which we'll go into detail about that later, and just delete. Yeah, delete and delete and delete. You have your Fibonacci retracement here, which we can go into detail about that a little bit later. Then you also have your draw text here, and then you can create a text for if you wanted to type here. So this is just a name for it, but it's the text here is going to be what is actually showing on the chart, and you can change your font size and your color. Okay, so there, so you can double click on it and you can press delete to get rid of that one. And this is the same thing as a draw text label. It's the same thing as your draw text. Okay, and I'll show you that. So if you come over here, and same thing. So instead of it label, you can still do 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's do 20, and still do that here. Okay, double click and delete. And here you can put on arrows, thumbs down, thumbs up, you know, stop sign, you know, anywhere that you want on the chart here. And you can double click and you can move it around, and as long as it's highlighted, it has that box there, you can hit delete and you can move it around. You can use several of those in there. Okay, so that's just the general overview for that, for your buttons that are here on the chart, and I will see you in the next video.